every black kid in the world will at some stage experience racism. It's just a fact. When people call you names and the M-word's thrown around, when you're told to go back to your own country, when you're in your own country.
She's got a system they call apartheid. It keeps her brother in a subjection. But maybe pressure could help Joanna see everybody could live as one. Oh!
Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
So this morning I started seeing Lewis Hamilton all over my Twitter feed again, and I bet you're all wondering why? What for? Driving cars fast around a track? Well, no, actually. It's for all of the wrong reasons. Because once again, racism has reared its ugly head, and we need, for want of a better word, a white knight. A knight in a shining shell suit, Lewis Hamilton, to come and save us once more.
Sometimes I wonder why me?
Why you? Why you indeed, Lewis? Why, God? Why must you give him this load to bear? No man should have to bear this load you have given him. I don't know, Lewis. God moves in mysterious ways. But I think we can all agree that Lewis Hamilton is the chosen one. He has been chosen by God to champion black stuff, right? And he has to spend every waking hour of his life when he's not driving sniffing out like a truffling pig, sniffing for truffles. He, Lewis Hamilton, seeks out the most subtle forms of unconscious bias, undertones. He'll find them. I'll let his Instagram stories do the explaining.
We need to hold the English media accountable for systemically vilifying black players.
You know, he's absolutely right, and the key word there is systemically. Now, there's no problem with every now and again vilifying a member of a particular collective, right? We've all done it. Who hasn't, on a bit of a wild Friday night, vilified someone? We've all done it. But the problem is systemic vilification, because as we know, it's in the system. It goes in through the soil and the roots and goes up through the stem of this monolithic tree that is the media, right? Goes up through the stem, out through the leaves. Photosynthesis, more like photosynth racist.
This constant scapegoating of black players needs to stop. This endemic racial discrimination has no place in football, yet countless news outlets suggest otherwise.
So once again, Lewis Hamilton has hit the nail on the head. So for those of you who don't know, England played a friendly match in preparation for Euro 2024, which gets underway this weekend. They played a friendly match at home at Wembley in front of 90,000 people and lost to Iceland. So it was all pretty embarrassing. But the worst part about it is everyone in England blamed all the black players. That was our first response. The thing is, and I think Lewis Hamilton would be the first to admit this, it doesn't matter that individuals say ignorant things, Nobody cares that a load of inebriate gammons all over the northern taverns are spewing their bile, right? Nobody cares about that. We all know their lives are horrible. They have to blow off steam. Let them have their fun. That was what, Lewis Hamilton surely has to say about the gammons, okay? The problem is the endemic upholding of all of these undertones. some of them less subtle than others, in the media. These are just some of the headlines I collected the day after the defeat to Iceland. The Independent ran with, and this, if you don't know, is in response to an anti-racism campaign in English football called Kick It Out. It refers to racism. Kick it out. All right? The Independent ran with, time to kick it back in? Question mark. And a picture of all the black England players. You know. The Daily Mail went on a play on, essentially a variation of what the Independent went with. There's another anti-racism campaign, because one wasn't enough, called Show Racism the Red Card. Daily Mail went with Show Racism the Yellow Card? With a question mark. Disgusting. The Sun, where, let's face it, subtlety is not their forte. Was the blacks what lost it? Horrible. And now this is the one that really surprised me more than any of the others. The Guardian. And now they've tried to intellectualize it and make it look more, I don't know, acceptable. They've just gone with apartheid, : was it such a bad idea after all? So you can see where he's coming from.
Last night, England lost 1-0 to Iceland in a pre-Euros friendly. Bukayo Saka stepped onto the pitch in the second half as a substitute and played a total of 24 minutes. This morning, dozens of newspapers and reports have used Saka's image as the face of defeat, despite the fact that he was not even on the pitch when England conceded.
Now, naturally, as ever, I agree with every word that comes out of Lewis Hamilton's massive brain.
I'll be damned if I'm going to win all these championships and have all this success and not use it to make change.
I agree with everything the man says. However, if I were just for a second to steel man the monolithic media tree, I don't know. Are they using Bukayo Saka's face as the face of defeat? Are they scapegoating him? Or is it just, are they using his face because he's so damn cute? Is it maybe to make everyone in England feel better? Because look at him. Wouldn't you just love to have Bukayo Saka as a friend? Looks like a lovely...
This isn't the first time Saka has been a target for abuse while wearing the England shirt. Just 3 years ago, alongside Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho, he was racially abused for missing a penalty in the Euros final on home soil. For too long, we've seen England's black players systemically targeted and dehumanised by the media.
All right, I'm going to stop being sarcastic just for a minute. I'm going to break character, because I think sometimes it gets a little bit too much for people, to be honest. Bukayo Saka, I have never seen people gush, and I hate the word gush. The way people unanimously agree what a brilliant footballer is, what a lovely kid he is, how they'd like him to marry their daughter, on and off the field, it's unanimous how loved, how adored this guy is. And the only thing that happened is some online trolls said something when he missed a penalty in the last European competition in 2021. When he missed a penalty, some idiots wrote some racial stuff on Twitter or whatever it was. That's it. It wasn't the media dehumanizing him. There's no one has been more humanized than Bukayo Saka. Everybody bloody loves him. And, rightfully so. I'm not saying they shouldn't. He does seem like a nice guy and he's a great footballer. And nobody's well, maybe I should have stayed in character. Don't want to get all wound up.
Journalists have a role and a responsibility to report the facts when it comes to football, not hate. Years of racist undertones, misalignment, and dangerous messaging cannot be coincidental.
I want to keep making jokes and having a laugh. All right, yeah. Chill out, Bernard Manning. They can't stop us laughing. I do. But there are so many cases where this just isn't the case. There's a really good example, I think. This is a good example, maybe, of two lads from Sheffield who are very famous footballers. One of them's Kyle Walker, another one's Harry Maguire, right? Kyle Walker, mixed race. Harry Maguire, white. Now, Harry Maguire, over the last 3 years or so, is the most trolled footballer in world football. Everyone hates him. He gets booed playing for England. He gets booed playing at other grounds around the country. Everyone bloody hates him because he made a few mistakes. Kyle Walker, on the other hand, and by the way, Harry Maguire, you know, minimal scandals in his private life. There was that incident in Iron Apple. But, you know, nothing compared to Kyle Walker, living a double life, lying to everyone, going out, getting drunk, indecent exposure, all that thing. All of those things. But do you know what Kyle Walker is known for? He's fucking fast. He's right fast. You can't beat Kyle Walker. Once he gets into his stride, fuck me, no one beats him. Man City captain, winning everything. Nobody gives a fuck. Everyone loves him. You know? So maybe sometimes white people get criticised and sometimes black people get criticised, and maybe just shut the fuck up.
In some quarters, there is a deliberate and malicious attempt to cast negativity on black English players. We should not stand for it anymore.
Yes, that's right. That's right, Lewis. The media are meeting up once a fortnight. They meet up in their ivory tower somewhere. And they all discuss how to cast negativity over black footballers. That's their agenda, isn't it? Now, I hate it when people say this, but tell me you don't consume the media without telling me that you don't consume the media. Right? That's a really... I hate it when people do that. Tell me you do without telling me. You fucking idiot. Anyway... The point is, he don't consume the media. That ain't happening.
England is one of the more ethnically diverse teams in European football, something that should be championed and celebrated.
Oh, Lewis, I mean, you're preaching to the choir here. That's all I think about. I wake up every day and think, thank God, you know, for all the diversity. I'm going to champion it in every way I can at all times. I love the fact... That was what really annoyed me about losing to Iceland, you know, those... angelic hordes of Vikings that descended upon Wembley, and then they beat us like bloody Nazis, you know? So, I'm with you again, Lewis. We're on the same page.
But when times are difficult, players from an ethnic minority background are the quickest to be painted as a villain. Their differences should never be deemed as the team's weaknesses.
Which is exactly what happened in the aftermath of the Iceland defeat. You know, again... Lewis Hamilton knows what's going on. He knows the score, right? He knows that all of those disgusting, Bernard Manning-esque, northern dipsomaniacs in their grubby little pubs just immediately, egged on by the media, right after the match finished, they all start going, fuck yeah, it's the diversity! What did I tell you? Right? That's what happened.
If England are to achieve anything in this tournament and beyond, the involvement of black players is going to play a crucial role in that success. There is no escaping that.
Oh, aye. No escaping, you say? Keep getting them. Fuck off! Twats!
They must be treated with the same respect and care as their white counterparts.
Okay, so I think we've learned a lot today, and I'm going to leave you with a nice little outro video, as always. Now, before you go, if you've enjoyed the video, let the algorithm know, give the video a like, let me know what you thought in the comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to help out with the channel and get access to some extra videos I make from time to time on Patreon, then the link's in the description as well. Check out all my social media down there in the description under this video. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. The little outro video. I think we can learn a lot about inclusion here and make of it what you will.